Hello you lot, how's it all going? What a lovely, absolutely brilliant Saturday morning it is. I'm in this caravan today. Going to try and get things sorted out. We're going away on a small little trip in a couple of weeks time. So going to go and do a nice show. Should be loads of stuff there, monster trucks, motocross bikes and other bits and bobs. But I need to get this ready. So we need to get this. This is the small little leak that I was keeping an eye on. It seems to be alright for now. I haven't repaired it on the outside, but so that seems to be dry. So just gonna tidy all this up. I've got the awning down there. I've got a sleeping bag there because the kids like to have sleeping bags. The person who had this caravan before us loved a bit of carpet, and he put carpet everywhere. But you see, you know, we've never removed it. I've left it there. It's been there for ages. But I think I might take the carpet up out of there. There's just little squares of carpet. And also, I've got to put all this bed, all the cushions back on, because I washed all the cushion covers wherever they've gone. The cushion covers are buried underneath here. There they are. There's the cushion covers. I washed all of them. They smell a lot better. I've still got to do something with these. I might wet vac them, but I'm not going to do that. They don't smell bad, but obviously they've probably never been washed before. And there's 26 years worth of, you know, use, I suppose. Not that it's used every day. Probably most caravans probably used 2 or 3 times a year, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I've got a load of tables and deck chairs and stuff in here because that's what we had last time we went anywhere, and a load of mess on the top. So let's have a little bit of a tidy up and see where we go from there, shall we? Check this out, you lot. I mean, I don't really think these are much good, but I had a couple anyway, so I stuck one in here. And have a look at that. Guess how much do you think? That's been in there for a week, sitting there for a week near this spot which is meant to be leaking. How much water do you think's in there? I'll let you have a little guess. Well, I can actually show you. There is no water in there whatsoever. Not one little bit. Not one little bit of water in there. So, well, maybe it's a bit damp. No, they're a bit sticky, and the little things are a bit sticky, but that must be a good thing, surely. But having said that, we haven't had much rain. It's been quite humid out, but we haven't had a lot of rain, so I'm assuming that's a good thing. But I don't really think they're all that good. If you want to actually dehumidify an area, you know, a room, you need an actual proper dehumidifier, and I think that's what I'll probably do for the winter. The sink is there underneath that. So I'm thinking what I'll do for the winter is I'll have a dehumidifier, I'll have that down, well actually the pipe's on the other side, so I'll have the dehumidifier on this side, and I'll have the little pipe, just plop it into the sink, and then that can dribble away going down the sink, and I won't have to come in every day and empty it out. I can just leave it, come in and check on it periodically during the week and things like that. I think that might be the way to go. Make sure it stays nice and dry in here, and if I can get a cover for it. But then again, you never know. See, it's one of them catch-22s. If you get a cover, are you keeping any moisture that's already in here? Are you trapping it in and making further rot happen? It's one of them things. Everyone is different, but you've just got to make a decision and go for it. So I think the decision I'm going to make is put a cover on it and keep a dehumidifier in here, working away, keeping it nice and dry on the inside, pipe it up to the tap, you know, to the sink, so that it just dribbles out. The pipe won't freeze because the pipe won't be full up with water, it'll just be dribbling out onto the floor out there. It's just dehumidified water, whatever you want to call it. And that'll be that, and hopefully it will stay dry in here. I'll keep an eye on it, I'll have a cover on it anyway, so no water will be getting on it from rain and going into any potential leaks, cracks. So we should be good. I reckon that will be the way forward. Right, let's carry on and let's get these sorted out. I haven't really done a lot. I've tidied up the top there, but then I was thinking about other bits and bobs and I never went anywhere. I never did anything. I actually think these are really nice. These this design of things. You don't get these design anymore on any new modern caravan. You get like a more solid sort of pattern, but I quite like them. I think they're quite nice. Someone said on one of the other videos, on one of the things, why doesn't your wife do all the cushions and the sort of general cleaning of the caravan and you just do the mechanical stuff and look after it that sort of way. She won't do that kind of stuff. She's not interested whatsoever. She won't wash pillows. She won't put pillowcases on pillows. She won't do any of that. So that's why I do it all. And then she just comes along and we have a good holiday. So I do the mechanical side, and I do like the pillars, you know, the beds and things. She won't make a bed, so I do the bed, and yeah, we have a good old time really. So I'll just carry on. I'll get this bit done, get the rest of those pillars on, get the bedding done, and then we'll have a look underneath there and see what we can clean. I've got the SEBO here. I thought that would be a good choice for today. I've got to put that tent away. The SEBO's a good choice because, well, it's got good suction, good brush roll. We'll give this carpet another good clean up after I might put the rest of that vanish down actually, and then we'll give it another vanish. I've got a little bit of vanish left in there. I might put the rest of that down, and then I've also got the upholstery tool here, so we can give the old cushions a good old vacuum, try and get them as clean as I possibly can, and then we'll go from there. And then once the weather really starts to warm up outside, I'll take the cushions out in the garden, all of these, the seat cushions, and give them a good old wet vac. That should clean them up good and proper. So those of you that have been around watching this channel for a while will you'll remember when we got our first caravan. That was about, when was that? It was about 9 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago. No, more than, yeah, no, about 9 years ago, 2013. And then we ended up having two at the same time because another one came up. But about 3 weeks ago, we went on our first trip to a camping and caravan club site, and because normally we only go to ones which are just, you know, you just book it and turn up. You don't have to be a member of any club, and you always get little experiences until we turned up. I mean, it did say on the thing that check-in was 1 o'clock, but anyway, we turned up about 12:30, sat there, and there's a lady there. So I said, I walked into the information room, and I said, what time is check-in? Because it was about 5 to 1, and I thought, oh well, because a lot of places we go, they're not very strict, you know, but these camping and caravan places are really, really strict. And she said there's 1 o'clock. I said, oh, okay, no problem. Just didn't really know about this camping and caravan places because, you know, we've not been before. Normally we go to places where you just turn up and if your pitch is empty, away you go, start pitching. She said, well, I've been doing this for 16 years and it's always 1 o'clock. I was like, alright, fair enough, no problem. But we had a good old time, and I reckon you should try it as well. Join the Caravan and Camping Club and find loads of places. There's loads of good places out there. Do you know, I bought these covers, that duvet, and these sheets and the pillowcases as a set. Not the duvet, I was buy it separately. But I bought them as a set, and they were the cheapest white. I don't know why I picked white, I just thought it would look nice. I bought it for the Talbot, for the motorhome, the old Talbot Express. They were the cheapest ones I could possibly find. I can't remember how much they were. But I'll tell you what, they're the softest and the best duvet covers, bedclothes, I've ever had. And they've got a zip. Rather than buttons, there's a zip to do it up. And the pillowcases as well, they're the softest pillowcases I've ever seen. I've ever had. Unbelievable. The pillows are nice as well. Buy them separately though. But they were the cheapest ones. Don't really know why I picked white. I thought, because I bought it for the Talbot to go on the bed above the cab, like where you sit, you drive here, passenger there, and there's a bed above here, and it's permanently made. I was going to have the permanently made bed. That's why I bought it all there, so it's all permanently made. and above there, and obviously for the tugboat you make the other bed here somewhere. But yeah man, absolutely unbelievable. But let me just carry on making them, and then we'll see what else we can find. Righto, that's that all done nicely. Let's have a look under here. All I want to do is clean it out, and there's a load of carpet under here that the owner before us left under there. We've never bothered taking it out because, well, it's a bit of carpet, you'll see. I never bothered taking it out, so, but I think, no, I'll just get rid of it now and clean it all out, because I noticed there's a few cobwebs under there. The last time I went under there, clean all the cobwebs out, stick the bed under there, and then we'll be well away to go on a little merry holiday. Let's have a look under here. I'll get the old SeaBo plugged in and suck out all the cobwebs and any of the dust, and we'll be alright then. There's the shower curtain, which I don't use because we don't use a shower in here. Grab that. This is around a bit of carpet that I was on about. Why don't you put a bit of carpet in there? I suppose to protect the floor. I mean, I would think the same. I like putting carpet in places, so I'd probably do the same. But I suppose the thing is, if there was ever any moisture that happened to appear in here, it would stay underneath the carpet, wouldn't it? So it might not be the best idea. But right, let's get all the dust. There's a load of dust in here, and I found a penny as well. Look, nice penny. Get all that sucked up. I might put the carpet back. I don't know. I'll think about it. I might give the carpet a good old vacuum and put it back perhaps. I might. I don't know. But let's get the old SeaBo plugged in. Very nice. I think I'll give that a little bit of a clean out with a cleaner, and then that's a lot better than what it was. It was quite dusty in there, a few cobwebs appeared in that corner. I'll give that a bit of a wipe over, I think now, get rid of that dust that's lying around in there. And then, shall I put the carpet back? Oh man, I don't know. I might put the carpet on the floor, give it a good old vacuum with the SeaBo, give it a good old vacuum, and I'll put it back because it does protect that floor, doesn't it, I suppose, in a way. And once it's all clean, I can put our bed in there, our duvet and pillars. That'll be pretty much done then. Okay, I think I'll do that. I haven't got a cloth, so I'm going to use some napkins. I just sprayed a bit of spray down here. I haven't got their cloth, so napkins will do the trick. Oh, look at that. All that was just from the bottom of there, one napkin. Bloody Jesus, man. See, that's the thing, I think, underneath these chairs and cushions and that, not a lot of people really think to clean under there, do they? So they, you know, they just stuff whatever they want to put under there, don't they? And then, you know, that's that. They don't think to clean it, but you want it to be quite clean. Especially, I mean, I suppose it depends. Look at that second one. It depends what you're actually putting under there, doesn't it? You know, what are you storing under there? But I'm storing a bedding basically under here, so I want it to be clean. But in my opinion, it doesn't matter what you're actually storing under here. It could be anything, but you still want it to be clean, don't you? Third napkin. You still want it to be clean no matter what, because it pays to look after stuff and maintain stuff and keep stuff clean, doesn't it? So, right, give it another little spruce over and then that'll be that. Well, I decided to put the bit of carpet back, and yeah, I might get an actual sheet and just cut that there, or maybe something different to protect the floor, but for now, that piece of carpet, I'll leave it in there. I gave it a good old vacuum, give it a good old clean. Next to do is this floor again, because it's all dirty. And then I've got this. I had a big tub of this, but I left it in the tollbooth when I took the tollbooth to be repaired. I left it in there, and I'm thinking, where's the bloody Pure Clean stuff? Well, it's in there, so I bought this little tub, just for now, clean out the aqua roll and the tap and the shower and all that, leave it to soak for 12 hours, and I know we're all going to be, that's all going to be nice and clean. Got to do that, have the rest of it tidy up, and yeah, we'll be well away. You lot are running out of batteries, so I'm going to go and put you lot on charge, and I'll see you in a little while. Well, here we go. Done quite a lot while you lot have been on charge. Got all this nice and cleaned up. I've got the curtains closed instead because, I tell you what, it's a tricky situation with the curtains. You either, if you have the curtains open but have the blinds down, you can cause a bit of trouble with the windows because they're thermal blinds and they're designed to keep heat out when it's hot, to keep it cool inside, or to keep the heat in when it's cold, keep the cold out. But they can heat up with the sun on, and then they can damage the windows. And we've got a little bit of damage on our front windows because where obviously the blinds have been down. But the trouble is, if you leave the blinds up for any long periods of time, the springs in the blinds, I learnt this from when the blinds were broken on the tollbooth. This is how I learnt this. Some of the blinds on the tollbooth, the springs ain't no good, so you pull them down but they don't spring up by themselves. You have to kind of roll them up yourself. So it's one of those catch-22 situations. If you leave the blinds up and have the curtains closed, you save your windows from melting essentially and getting the little cracks. But if you have the blinds up, the springs go. So if you have the blinds down, it's one of them things. So if you use your blinds often, it don't matter what way you have it, but it's only if you have it in storage or you leave them for any long period of time. So I've had the blinds down for the past couple of weeks. Now I've got the blinds up and I've got the curtains closed, as you can see, and pretty good. Got the tables here. I've sorted out all the little spaces. I've got the awning and everything sorted out under there. I think it's coming together quite nicely now. Everything nice. I might change that little head unit at some point, but then again, do we really use that? Not really. Got to get the heater working, but we're not going to be using that. See, what I do, I can't stand the idea of using my own gas. So what we've got is, we've got electric heaters, because when you go to these campsites, you're paying for the electric, obviously. If you have an electric pitch, which you would have, you pay for the electric. Now a lot of people, they just, some people, they cook with the gas, you know, they use the gas heating, they cook with the cooker with the gas, but you're paying for this electric, you know. I know some sites have a meter. If you're on a site where you've got a meter and you're being metered for the electric you use, and it's expensive, you know, then we've got the gas, we've got the gas bottles as a backup, but I've got electric heating, and also we have we've got the gas cooker there, gas grill, gas oven, and obviously the gas hobs. But also making good use, we got, this is 2 hobs and it's an oven. It'll cook anything. We cooked a roast dinner in it when we was at Hastings. It's a very good oven, and we're using that in the trailer tent, but I've got it in here now. So we use electric for cooking, because we've got an electric pitch. We use the electric, and we have the gas oven and the gas hobs as a bit of a backup, you know. If we go to a site where electric is expensive, if it's on a meter, a lot of the sites we go to, the electric's not on a meter, so you pay for your pitch and that includes your electric, and you can just use as much as you want. They're probably going to start phasing that out because obviously electric's going up, but that's the way it is. A lot of the sites we go to, that's the way it is at the moment. So we just on the sites where electric is, you know, cheap enough, and as it is, we'll use electric. We won't be using our gas. On the sites where electric's a bit more expensive, we'll be using a mixture of electric and gas, because try and keep the costs down as much as possible. And also the gas is a bit of a backup just in case there is no electric. Got me all my taps are soaking. I've got my Pure Clean stuff, whatever it's called in here. It's in the aqua roll, which is outside, and I've put it all through the taps, all through the sink. So that'll be soaking. It's been probably nearly 12 hours now. What is the time? 17:30, 5:30. So, and I done that at about 7:30 this morning, I think. So we're getting there for nearly 12 hours. All the shower there, but we don't use a shower anyway. But it's good to make sure all your water lines and pipes and things are all nicely cleaned out. It's quite a nice bathroom actually in here. Shower room, whatever you want to call it, toilet. It's been quite well looked after. It's got the odd little bit here and there, which is a little bit funny, but not that it won't like focusing on that. But nice one, that. I put my little hooks up there last time. I tried to get that off. I'll have to get some glue remover on that one, get that one off. But I put them little hooks up there, and they're very handy because you can put coats on them. And let's be honest, you know, if you do want to go and sit on the toilet and you've got a coat on there, it doesn't get in the way, trust me. You can hook a couple of coats up on there for when you're travelling around, because sometimes they don't all fit in your little wardrobe there, and sometimes, you know, that might be full up, that wardrobe there might be full up with like your jumpers and dresses and whatever. So you can hang a couple of coats up in there, and also while you're actually out and about and you're staying somewhere, you've got nowhere to hang any coats or anything, have you? So we use that as a bit of like a cloakroom as well as a toilet, you know. Yeah, it's quite handy. Close out like that. Got this as our little cupboard down here. It's like a shoe storage. There's a few drinks in there and the heater and that, and shoe storage and stuff. So it's actually coming together quite well now. One thing I haven't done, and as of yet it hasn't really bothered us, I haven't properly cleaned out the fridge yet. I mean, that's not mould. Well, it is mould. It's stain, mould stain. It's not actual mould. I've disinfected it with mould spray and different disinfectants and all sorts. But I need to get that sticker off. But that sticker down there, so you can't really read that one, so that's of no use to anybody. But that sticker there has got useful information on it, but it is got a bit of mould on it. So I need to try and work something out for that. And I haven't got around to cleaning out these little shelves yet, but I will do. There's just, all that is on there's a little bit of corrosion, you know. A little bit of rust on them. We'll give them a clean at some point. But it's, you know, the whole fridge is disinfected, so there's no problem there, you know what I mean? It might not look the best to some people, but it's disinfected, so there's no issues there. But it's one of the things I need to get round to. It's very cold in there, but these temperature things that I bought from Amazon, they're rubbish. It's not 7.7 degrees in there. Absolutely no way is that 7.7 degrees in there. That is stone cold. That's on number 7. And that is absolutely stone cold in there. I'm going to put that in the freezer to see what it reads when it's in the freezer. But that is as colder than most fridges would be, I'll tell you that one. one of the things up on the agenda is the little bits of trim around the things here. See, I don't know why, it looks like someone's cut that, but they haven't. These little bits of trim, it's very common. What they do is, I don't know why they do it, but they shrink. I think that's the only example I've got. But for some reason they shrink. I don't know why. It's happened on every Caravan we've ever had. You know, they shrink, and also where they shrink, it can cause little bits of an issue. Like here, what has happened here? No one seems to know. It's not water damage, but this has shrunk, so it's come off of that because it's shrunk, so it's no longer long enough. And this piece of wood has expanded. It must have just been condensation, you know, some kind of inside moisture, but it's not actual leaked water damage. So I think I'm probably going to leave that. I mean, it's been like it for years now, and I think I'm probably going to leave that as it is. But as far as the shrinking trim, that's the only piece of trim that's shrunk. And on not the first Caravan, but the second one we had in 2013, there was pieces of trim like this all around. It had a completely different kitchen, and they were all shrunk quite a lot, and it looked weird. I don't know why they shrink, they just do over time. It's just one of the things what happens. But luckily that's the only side that's got that happened to it. This side's alright, so I might just leave that. To be honest, I forget it's there half the time. I forget it's like it. Anyway, you lot, we're all ready. Are you lot ready? Hopefully, if any of the plans that I've got come actual true, we'll be doing a lot more travelling in either this Caravan, but hopefully in the Talbot when that's back. I'm waiting now for the place that it's at. They reckoned at the end of May they should have space in the workshop to start it. Well, it's now the 20th of May, so we're getting an half close, so hopefully they'll be starting that soon. And I've got some plans. I want to try and do some RC related tours. A lot of people around the country said, will I ever do a meet-up? And I'm like, well, they're all up north, and I'm like, well, I don't know, man, not that far, but if I can, when I've got the motorhome done, or with this Caravan, I'll do some meet-ups, you know. And I want to try and open a track. I want to try and open a radio controlled, an RC track somewhere. I ain't got any spare money, so it's going to have to be, you know, I'll have to make it all myself and slowly work it together. But we'll be doing a lot of travelling in the old Talbot with that, doing a lot of meetups. That is the plan, you lot. That's the plan. Maybe with this Caravan, the motorhome would be better because that's completely self-contained. However, I have got a generator. I could power this with a generator. Anyway, you lot, I'll catch you lot later on. All the best, and who knows, might see one of you lot on a campsite somewhere at some point. Ciao for now. Remember, everyone's the same. Love each other, care for everyone, love life, enjoy life, because that's what it's there for. See you later, you lot.